Overwatch is a tyrant of the hero shooter genre, a monopoly, and even though it's quite frankly a bad game, it has all the power because Overwatch has no competition. So, if you've been living under a rock for the past 2 weeks, Marvel Rivals is a 6v6 hero shooter with a fun art style that blends the movies and comics for the ultimate Marvel game. In July, Marvel Rivals released a closed beta test, which I participated in. I fell in love with the style of the maps and the characters. Ever since, it's spiraled into one of my favorite games. In the weeks leading up to the game's launch, each day the devs would show off a character and one of their skins, which varied from skins from the movies to comics to original designs. So with one of the last days, we were expecting a new character. That day, the devs decided,
everyone keeps telling me how my story is supposed to go. Nah, I'm gonna do my own thing.
And in the launch trailer, they showed off all 5 of the new characters, which shot hype for the game through the roof. The Rivals meta is living by the if everything's broken, nothing's broken. For example, on one hand, you have a character that does 266 damage a second. On the other hand, you have a support which can res the entire team. Then you have Overwatch, where they balance everything towards the meta, which in my opinion is what hurt the game the most. They stopped making the game for the mass player base and made it for the 10% of competitively good people. Competitively good people. Try saying that 10 times fast. And before we get too much farther into this video, I'm not trying to hate on Overwatch. I'm just trying to explain what's happening and my thoughts on what's happening. Hey, before we get into my final thoughts, if you guys wouldn't mind subscribing, thank you guys very much. If you are an Overwatch diehard who hates Marvel Rivals, because it's the competition to Overwatch, I think you should still give Rivals a shot. And you can always be fans of both. It doesn't have to be one or the other. Now for the question of the month. Is this the Overwatch killer everyone thinks it is? No, of course it's not. Overwatch is still very well known with a good player base. Well, with a player base. But if this game continues to grow and gets better than Overwatch, the Overwatch devs will have 2 options. They can see this as a chance to grow and have a rivalry, pun intended, with Marvel Rivals, or they can give up and die and accept this as a death blow and let their game fully be killed off.